In the arid land of Mesopotamia, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers meet, rose a legendary empire, Babylon. A city of massive walls, the majestic Ishtar Gate, and the mysterious hanging gardens once praised as a wonder of the ancient world. Under the reign of King Hammurabi, from 1792 to 1750 before Christ, laws were carved into stone, laying the foundation of human justice.
One more perfect point.
And under King Nebuchadnezzar II, from 605 to 562 before Christ, Babylon reached its golden age, a thriving center of power, trade, and learning.
How much for these spices?
2 silver pieces for the finest in Babylon.
What is your final offer for the grain, woman?
I offer 2 shekels. Take it or leave it.
Very well, here is your grain.
A Babylonian marketplace in the year 570 before Christ.
Finest weaves, silk and wool from distant lands.
This spice is worth double. Such aroma.
From the eastern lands.
Oh, you little rascal! Not again!
Too low, this ivory carries tales from lands beyond your maps. For such a piece, my friend, the price reflects its journey.
Mother, look!
In the courtyards of Babylon, women carried the rhythm of daily life. They ground barley into fine flour, then baked flat loaves of bread in the heat of clay ovens. On the hearth, thick stews simmered to nourish their children.
Here, my child, your warm porridge.
Thank you, I will eat it now.
And in quiet moments of rest, they shared the sweetness of date juice beneath the shade, while the hum of the great city echoed all around them. The men of Babylon bore the weight of heavier labors. With calloused hands they raised mud brick walls and set stone foundations, giving shape to the city itself. Beyond the gates, they worked the fertile soil between the rivers, planting rice and barley, while tending herds of goats and sheep to sustain both their families and the empire. They were also skilled craftsmen, working with wood, bronze, clay, and leather to create tools, weapons, garments, and ornaments that carried the mark of their civilization.
A good day to you, friend. Figs from my garden.
The priests and the faithful bowed in prayer beneath Marduk's golden statue, as incense, firelight, and drums filled the sacred night.
The sacred texts reveal ancient wisdom.
army of Babylon was a force of many faces. Its infantry marched in disciplined ranks, clad in coarse wool tunics, leather armor, and scale armor of bronze, helmets gleaming in the sun, long spears, and curved sickle swords ready in hand. Behind them stood the archers, hidden behind wicker shields, drawing back composite bows of wood, horn, and sinew, unleashing storms of bronze-tipped arrows. The cavalry thundered across the plain, riders in bronze scale armor wielding spears, curved swords, and short bows, their horses armored in leather and bronze. At the center of the battlefield, chariots rolled forward, wooden frames bound in bronze, wheels rattling, pulled by powerful teams of horses. Together, they became the living shield of Babylon, the power that guarded its mighty walls. The soldiers of Babylon carried more than weapons, they carried the fate of their empire. To march beneath the walls was to serve Marduk, the great protector of their city. Every spear raised, every arrow loosed, was not only for survival, but for duty, for faith, and for the eternal glory of Babylon. At sunrise, the colossal walls of Babylon stretched endlessly across the horizon, their glazed blue bricks shimmering under golden light. Rising more than 20 meters high, broad and thick enough for chariots to ride upon, they loomed like mountains forged by human hands. At the great gates of cedar bound in bronze, lions and dragons gleamed in the sun, while soldiers patrolled the towers, their bronze helmets flashing. Upon the ramparts, ranks of warriors marched in formation, shields scraping against bronze spears, their scale armor glinting with dust and sweat. In the watchtowers, archers crouched with composite bows, drawn taut, bronze arrowheads gleaming, as signal fires sent black smoke twisting into the sky. The walls of Babylon were not merely brick and stone, but the living armor of an eternal empire. Built under King Nebuchadnezzar, the Ishtar Gate rose at the heart of Babylon's Processional Way, a towering monument of deep blue glazed bricks that gleamed like a jewel in the sunday. Lions, bulls, and dragons marched across its golden surface, symbols of the empire's divine power. Through its vaulted arch thundered chariots and soldiers in bronze scale armor, their spears flashing as drums and horns echoed across the city. More than a gateway, the Ishtar Gate stood as fortress and eternal emblem of Babylonian majesty. In the heart of Babylon rose a legendary wonder, the Hanging Gardens, nearly 30 meters high and vast as four great stadiums laid side by side. Stone terraces climbed layer upon layer, overflowing with greenery, like a mountain of life rising from the desert. In the morning sun, red-brown baked bricks glowed, while vines, roses, irises, and blue lotuses cascaded from balconies, casting their shade upon the adjoining palace. A gentle breeze carried the fragrance of blossoms, the songs of birds, and the murmur of flowing water. Below, immense wooden water wheels groaned, clay buckets lifting water from the Euphrates to the heights above. Slaves trod the wooden steps in steady rhythm, their strength turning the wheels, feeding stone channels that poured water across each terrace. The air resounded with the creak of timber, the splash of falling streams, and the thunder of grinding wheels. Beneath the fertile soil, Babylonian craftsmen laid river pebbles, layers of black bitumen, and thin sheets of lead, sealing the earth to hold its moisture. The hanging gardens of Babylon were both a triumph of engineering and an immortal dream suspended between reality and legend, between memory and myth. The Ziggurat of Babylon was raised under King Nebuchadnezzar II in the 6th century before Christ. This colossal monument rose in stepped tiers, built of sun-dried bricks bound with black bitumen. At its summit stood a temple to Marduk, where the labor and faith of men reached upward to touch the divine.
Marduk, great king, hear our praise, accept our offering.
By flame and smoke, your presence felt, blessings flow.
On the summit of the Ziggurat, where sacred fire blazed beneath a burning sky, Babylon lived through two eternal symbols: justice carved in stone by Hammurabi, and glory built by the hands of Nebuchadnezzar II. Beneath them, the golden city stretched wide its walls, the Ishtar Gate, the hanging gardens, all shining like an immortal dream. As the drums thundered with the desert wind, the whisper of history remained. Babylon, where power touched the divine, and mankind reached for eternity.